Shalom, shalom. Call Layam La. Abanawa Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rachakodash, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who have taught us all this truth in the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai. I'm Shaquat, and I'm back here with another lesson, Lord willing, as edifying to the hopeful elect. Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Baruch to you sincere, Akim, Walakwath. And a sincere shalom to you brothers out there pushing this truth on the highways and the byways through the YouTube lessons, man. Shalom to you all. Lord willing, this will be edifying and exhorting to the hopeful elect. I would also like to start by saying this video will be conducted under the Fair Use Copyrights Act of 1976, where all public information used in this video will be sanctified under the rights of education, research, and criticism. This will not be monetized. As the city girls out in the world say, I am a brokey. So this will not be monetized, all right? So anyway, carnally, not spiritually. Let me stop playing. But to get into it, forgive me and my folly. I want to go to this first article, and it says Trump celebrates 2.4 million Americans lifted. So the nigga is celebrating this shit. We telling you this is that cruel Lord, man, through the spirit. But who knows? We could be wrong. Because if another nigga gets in office after Trump, then that's the cruel Lord. All right, but this nigga is definitely Nero. All right, so it says Trump celebrates 2.4 million Americans, which most of them Americans is fucking Edomites. So, I mean, fucking nigga celebrating. So he's celebrating his own people going down. But point being, the nigga is celebrating Americans. He's celebrating the poor getting poorer. Come on, man. Trump celebrates 2.4 million Americans lifted off SNAP benefits after his tax cut law slashed funding and tightened work requirements. So once again, they're defrauding the poor of their living. All right, we're going to get that precept by the Sirach 4. President Donald Trump recounted a list of accomplishments in the first year of his second term Tuesday night, including millions fewer Americans. I don't like that grammar. But on a food assistance program that he cut. During the State of the Union address, he pointed to the stock market at record highs, investment commitments from around the world, the creation of tens of thousands of construction jobs, and increased domestic oil production. We cut a record number of job-killing regulations, and in 1 year we have lifted 2.4 million Americans a record off of food stamps, Trump added. Well, nigga, you didn't lift them off of food stamps. Like you put Americans in a better spot, and they didn't need food stamps any longer. That's not how that went, though. That's how you're making it sound. All right, you forced them off of food stamps. That's the difference. By like the title of the article says, you tighten job requirements and things of that sort. You tighten needs, certain qualifications to get food stamps. So it's not like Americans don't need it no more. No, them niggas need it more now, more so than ever. They need it now more so than ever. But, you force them off of it. That's what you're not saying. So this is not an accomplishment, my nigga. The poor is getting poorer and the rich is getting richer. There is no more middle class. Nigga, it's the poor and the rich at this point. All right. It says, and for all of these reasons, I say tonight, members of Congress, the state of our union is strong. Okay. Listen, man, if you believe in anything that this motherfucker Tomato got to say, you a dumbass. All right, at this point. If you believe anything this goofy goober got to say, you's a dumbass. You know? And you still got maggers who believe in this nigga. This nigga is selling your goofy ass a dream. That's it and that's all. So to continue on, it says Trump's One Big Beautiful Bill Act slashed $186 billion from the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, previously known as food stamps, over 10 years. Crazy work. That amounts to a a 20% reduction, marking the largest cut in the program's history, according to the Harvard Kennedy School. The tax and spending law also tightened work requirements on SNAP recipients, subjecting adults between the ages of 55 and 64, as well as adults with children over the age of 14, to the rules for the first time. They must work at least 20 hours a week, otherwise they will only get SNAP for a maximum of 3 months over 3 years, which is crazy because, nigga, you can't even find a job today. You can't even find a job today. Under Trump's economy, the economy is completely fucked. It's completely fucked. All right? Completely. It says the tax and spending law also, I just read that. I'm sorry, Slovakia. Previously, only able-bodied adults without dependents ages 18 to 45 had to meet those requirements. Meanwhile, the stricter rules also entail more paperwork, such as submitting monthly documentation to agencies, the Kennedy School pointed out. At the same time, the OBBBA extended tax cuts from this first term and added new cuts for the wealthy and corporations, as well as for seniors, tip earners, and workers with overtime hours. As Americans continue to grapple with an affordability crisis, including higher costs for food, thanks to Donald Trump and tariffs, Trump's boast about fewer SNAP recipients didn't go over well with his critics because, like I said, you know, as I said before, that's insane. Slovakia. But that is, oh my goodness gracious. Damn. Yeah, I know you ready to kill yourself, ain't you? Yeah. Slovakia. But yeah. As I was saying, as I said before, all right. Trump is boasting and celebrating like he lifted 2.4 million Americans off of food stamps because they're in a better place now. No, they're in a worse place. You just forced them off by tightening requirements and qualifications for these SNAP benefits. All right. Knowing this economy is completely fucked. It's fucked. Completely fucked. Right? It says it cut Medicaid. Forgive me. Start at the top. President Trump's big ugly bill did nothing to help help working people make life more affordable. The AFL-CIO posted on X, which is Twitter, it cut Medicaid, SNAP food assistance, and our essential services to give tax breaks to billionaires and giant corporations. Tax cuts for the wealthy never lowered anyone's rent. And that's indeed facts. And I also have to say this. Why the fuck do you gotta pay $500+ if you got asthma just to get an inhaler? That's only one aspect of Medicare, Medicaid, whatever you want to call it. That's only one aspect of it. All right? Niggas gotta pay that much. A nigga just died a few months back because the nigga had to choose between getting an inhaler or getting a motherfucking, or paying his fucking rent. Obviously, he chose to pay his rent. So that nigga died days later. You know what I'm saying? So this shit is crazy. It's crazy here. Life here is unbearable in America, man. And everybody's struggling, including the ruling class. Which, when I say the ruling class, which they're the Edomites, the so-called white man right now. So-called white man right now is the ruling class. All right? And even they are struggling right now. So I wonder if there's any more. I don't think so. No, that's about it. So yeah, man. Americans are struggling today, my guy. They're going through it. All right? They're going through it right now. Everybody's struggling. Your working class citizens are struggling. The poor is struggling. Only ones who aren't struggling is the rich and wealthy. You know? So, hey. Bear with me a moment. So let me go to some precepts here. Let me go here first. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 15. In verse 13. They that till the ground shall mourn. And that's really going into your farmers, but who else can you consider to be tillers of the ground? Your working class citizens. All right? So, hey, man, they that till the ground shall mourn. And are they not mourning? Is the working class not struggling? And your boy Nero is making it that much harder to survive here. You know? He's making it that much harder. Hell, now, you ain't even going to get that much aid from the government anymore to go to school, to pay for schooling. Now you got to figure that shit out and get it out the mud, basically. Hell, now being a nurse is no longer even considered a professional. How the fuck is being a nurse not considered professional no more? Like, this shit, none of the shit the nigga doing is making sense. It makes sense to us because we know he gotta be the devil, right? But you know, just looking on the sense of how it will benefit America, none of that shit makes sense. But hey, we're all for it. We're not upset at Trump doing what he do. Hey, we like Trump. Donald Trump's our friend. Keep going, Trump. You know, we love you. We love Donald Trump. We love that nigga. All right? We love Trump. So keep it up. Keep up the good work, man. All right? Tear this bitch down. Make it booty butt naked. Make America booty butt naked. Expose this bitch. All right, we ain't mad at it. It says, they that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fail. Through the blasting and hail, and with the fearful constellation. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. All right, so this stuff is coming. Destruction is coming to America. It's like, there, you know, you ever heard of a vice grip, or hell, take a reticulated python wrapping around this prey, all right, and it gets tighter. The grip just gets tighter and tighter and tighter, and that's what's happening to your fellow American citizens out here, until eventually it just blows over the top. We are witnessing the birth pains, all right, the birth pains to all hell breaking loose, which is stated in 2nd Ezra 16, all right. The python grip is getting tighter and tighter and tighter until Americans lose their fucking marbles, and hey man, all hell breaks loose. Citizen against citizen, Egyptian against Egyptian, sedition among men, invading one another, not regarding their kings nor princes. That's what it's gonna state when you go verses down, right? Oh, what else? Raping each other's wives, killing each other's children, robbing each other of their goods. These things are all coming because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. All right? Everybody in America is one bad situation away from crashing the fuck out. Everybody in America is one bad situation away from crashing the fuck out. And if you didn't hear me, I'm going to say it once more. Everyone in America is one bad situation away from crashing out. You have to see that by now. Everybody here is being put in terrible predicaments. Impossible predicaments. Niggas are making $2,000 a month, but are expected to pay $1,200 in rent, not including utilities, a $500 car note because of interest, motherfucking $500 insurance. Like, niggas is through, man. Niggas is through. No benefits, no government assistance. This is supposed to be the richest country in the world. This is the richest country in the world. Yet, majority of their citizens are struggling. And that's not even me blowing the shit out of proportion. Majority of American citizens are struggling. Everybody's struggling. We getting to the point where niggas just paying with coins at this point. We all struggling out this bitch. Shit. Nigga, you miss one paycheck, your ass is through. Everybody living paycheck to paycheck. Yeah, miss one paycheck, your ass through. Your ass through. Alright? So let me jump over here to, I like the scripture saying 2 Ezra 16. For victuals shall be so good, cheap upon earth, they shall find themselves to be a good case. But what a lot of these Americans are now realizing is that they are indeed not in a good case, right? So let's jump over here to Ecclesiasticus chapter 4. Matter of fact, let's see what it say in the GNT. All right. Let's see what it say in the GNT. Okay. I'll just have to do this. We're gonna come back to 34 here. I have to do this real quick though. Let me see. So, we always read this one in the KJV. I'm going to read it in the GNT, which is the Good News Translation. This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 4 and verse 1. My child, this goes for everybody. My child, don't prevent the poor from making a living or keep them waiting in their need. Is this nigga not preventing the poor from making a living? Like I said, it's virtually impossible to find a job today on your own. You need connections. It's virtually impossible. All right? Even if you qualify. And then if it's an entry-level job, they want you to be overqualified. So if you're going into a job and you're qualified, all of a sudden you are overqualified for that job. They don't want you. You know? And then if it's an entry-level job, they expect you to have 10 years of experience. But it's an entry-level job. It's like, nigga, the shit is crazy. So it's virtually impossible to find a job on your own without any connections, in. So this nigga, this devil, Esau Edom, they are preventing the poor from making a living. And they are keeping the poor waiting in their need. Hell, niggas living paycheck to paycheck. Niggas gotta wait a week to get paid. Nigga, you supposed to get paid every day. Every day you work, if you working Monday through Friday, you supposed to be getting paid on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Not you get paid Friday after working Monday through Friday, and then the next time you get paid is the next Friday. And that's not supposed to be. Y'all niggas getting paid once a week, bi-weekly, once a month, hell, sometimes twice a year, sometimes once a year. This shit is diabolical. All right, the shit is insane. Then it says, my child, don't prevent the poor. Let's read that again. My child, don't prevent the poor from making a living or keep them waiting in their need. Never give a hungry person any cause for resentment or anger. And this nigga's giving all the poor a reason to fucking resent and be angry. That's why when we was in 2nd Esdras 15, when you get into it, the nitty gritty, it says all these sufferings, all this chaos between Americans is going to come because of the lack of bread and great tribulation. You're giving these people a reason to be angry and resentful through great tribulation, through the lack of bread. A lot of people out here are driving around trying to cope and act like things are normal. Whole time they're wondering where their next meal is going to come from. They're wondering how they're going to pay, how they're going to have enough money to pay for gas to get to work the next day. They're wondering how they're going to pay their bills so they can have a roof over their head. And if you have kids, oh, good Lord help you. May Yahweh should help you, because you're fucked. You're fucked. You understand? Now, if you're a brother or a sister, you're all right. You good. But boy, if you ain't got the Lord, you got children in this motherfucking economy, your ass is through. My goodness, your ass is through. Shit. Why the Lord Yahweh said, what are those who give birth in that day? You know, he was talking about 70 AD, but he's also talking about now. Like I said, if you're a brother and you're a sister, you're good. Don't worry. The Lord has you. All right, but if you're not under that hedge of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, you're in a bad case. Don't add to the troubles of someone who is already desperate. If he is in need, don't put off giving to him. And this nigga puts off giving to him, man. He puts off giving to the poor. You know, he's adding on troubles to someone who's already in trouble. The poor. And the average American citizen is poor. And he added on to the troubles of it. Look at the fucking article we just read. You need to take a look at the title on Newsbreak so you can find that motherfucker yourself. Here it is. Look at this nigga celebrating this shit while eating a McDonald's hamburger. It say, don't add to the troubles of someone who is already desperate. If he is in need, don't put off giving to him. Don't refuse to help a beggar who is in distress. But this nigga refusing to help us. When I say us, I'm talking about your average everyday American citizen who's poor. He refuses to help the average everyday American citizen. You know? Matter of fact, he's taking away, which is so diabolical. Don't refuse to help a beggar who is in distress. Don't turn your back on a poor person or give him any reason to curse you. You ain't supposed to do that. But yet, America's turning their back on their poor American citizens. All right? They're turning their back on them. They're refusing to help. Everybody here is suffering for this matter. All right? When you go to Ecclesiastes 34 over here in the GNT as well, we'll start up here at verse 21. Food means life itself to the poor people. And taking it away from them is murder. And this devil, what is the main thing he's taking away? Well, just like the article was speaking about, the main thing was these food stamps. All right, he's taking away that from the poor. Tighten up requirements, all that shit. Making it extremely difficult to survive. But this economy is purposely being run into the ground for the simple purpose of ushering in this NWO. So if you're defrauding the poor of their living, of food and raiment and things of that sort, you're basically committing murder. And we know the judgment for a murderer. Well, the judgment for a murderer, for one who unjustly sheds blood, is death. That's the judgment. All right? And we know Esau has built cities off blood. And we know what the scriptures say about someone who establishes a city for blood, who is bloodthirsty, all right, who loves blood. He don't hate blood. What happens to an individual like that? Well, they get put to death. It says, it is murder to deprive someone of his living or to cheat an employee of his wages. And that's all Esau does. Cheat employees of their wages, all right? And they deprive Americans of their living. But they'll bring people in from other countries and they'll give them it all. They give them life. Life abundance. All right? It says, when one person builds and somebody else tears down, has anything been accomplished but hard work? Right. When one person blesses somebody else, when one person blesses and somebody else curses, which one is the Lord going to listen to? And then, okay, I can see what this going into. So yeah, the point was at 21 and 22. All right, that was the point right there. So America is through. All right, this devil does not give a shit about you. He do not give shit about you. He don't get no fuck about you. At the end of the day, like the scriptures say, all right, like the scriptures get into, man. When the wicked beareth rule, the earth mourns, the people mourn. But when the righteous beareth rule, all right, the people rejoice. All right, the earth rejoices. You know? So anyway, I do hope and pray that that was edifying to the elect. I want to close giving all praise, honor, and glory to our power, Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Rakakurash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who have taught us all this truth in the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. And until next time, Abba Babal, Kwam Yasharala, Gadol Abadium, Lababal Hagadol, Yahweh Mahar, Wa Habathum. And last note, the scriptures also speak about having a welfare system. America's welfare system is screwed at the end of the day. Scriptures go into having a welfare system. When you go to Deuteronomy, when you go to Leviticus, speaks about when you have fruits, leave some on a tree for the poor, etc. Nobody was ever supposed to just completely suffer. All right? Nobody was ever supposed to just completely suffer and be asked out and their family be in generational debt. Generational debt should not even be a damn thing. But look at America. There are trillions of dollars in debt. So, yeah. Anyway, till next time, Lord willing soon, Shalom.